What is going on, buddies, and welcome to another video. It is so early in the morning. As you can see, the sun is just rising behind me, and today we are going to try to do some fly fishing for hopefully for some largemouth bass. We're going to be intentionally trying to target some largemouth today. We're probably going to catch a few bluegills in the process, but we're just fly fishing, and it's just going to potentially be whatever bites, but with largemouth bass in mind. So anyway, I do got a long drive to do. I'm not gonna be out there for so long because I have a salon appointment at 11, so I'm pretty much gonna be only out there for 2 hours. So hopefully we catch some good fish in 2 hours. So yeah, let's try to head our way there. All right, I have finally made it to the lake where I am going to be fly fishing at. You probably can't see it so well, but it is over there. I'm going to probably bring my McDonald's coffee with me. And it's only 7:40, and yeah, I didn't know what time I was coming here. I think it was going to be around 8 o'clock, but earlier than I was expecting. So gonna grab my fly rod and a lot of my fly fishing gear, and I think we're gonna try to see if we can catch us some fish this morning. All right, I got the vest on, the fly fishing vest, and I got my fly rod in this case, and then there's a lake behind me. There's the sunrise that is slowly rising, and it's literally blinding everything because it's pretty foggy out. And in here, it's I think it is a man-made lake where they stocked fish in there. They stocked bluegills, perch, largemouth bass, and bullhead catfish. But intentionally, I'm hoping to catch me some largemouth today, or at least that's what I'm after this morning. And there's tons of them in here. I remember last time I was fishing here, I was just catching largemouth like they were nothing. So that's what drew me here. And plus, it seems like a pretty easy lake to fly fish in. So that's what I'm gonna do today, and I think we're perfect. There's a little spot right there that I'm thinking I'm gonna go over to cast a fly line, and it was where I was literally catching a lot of bass. So once I get there, we'll try to see if we can catch us some fish there. So I'm just gonna keep on walking. All right, here we are, and man, is it beautiful for a man-made lake. There's a peninsula I was talking about right around there, and look at that little patch right there. They mowed that just for me. Not really, it's a public area. They mowed it for everyone. But yeah, so there's the power line up there. I was feeling a little worried about getting my fly line all tangled in the power line. Don't worry, I'm not littering. There's still coffee in there, just as an FYI. But anyway, yeah, we're just gonna go down shore there. I think I see some rings rise, and this is where I've been catching bass, and I literally see one right there, and the water's so clear. So I think I'm gonna tie on a popper, and maybe that'll catch us some bass. If not, I'll take it off and then put on a streamer. I just don't know what to use. I got plenty of fly options. I just don't know what I'm going to use yet. So let's tie up the fly right up here and figure it out. All right, there's the fly box right there. This is where I have my dry flies. This is pretty much all my dry flies right here. And then right here is most of my streamers and my foam bugs. That green popper right there, I think I'm going to give him a try. I don't think I've ever used that one yet. I hear a lot of people have good luck catching bass with those poppers, that green one right in the middle. So I'm going to tie him on and let's see how he performs. Alright guys, I finally got my fly on. I'm probably going to do a foam spider instead because let me tell you, the fly I was originally trying to put on, the hook I got glued on, so I couldn't put the line right through. I couldn't put this leader right through. So I see a school of bass right there, and I'm just gonna cast a little bit. 10, 2, 10, 2, 10, 2. And no time we should probably get a bite. Sometimes you just gotta land the fly right on top of the fish when you're fly fishing. I'm gonna try to do a roll cast. There we go. There we go. Just straight out there is what I wanted. Alright, they don't seem to be very interested in the foam spider, so I just tied on a little purple dry fly right here. And let's see if they'll take the dry fly. Hopefully they'll bite this. I think the foam spider might be a little bit too big and a little bit too good to be true to these bass. They're just smart. Bass are just so smart. So I'm gonna try to use something that is a little more believable to these guys, a little dry fly. So I'm gonna cast him out and see how that does. Let's cast this on over. Alright, let's see how the dry fly performs. Alright guys, good news and bad news. Good news, they seem to be liking the dry fly. Bad news, I lost it on my first bite because I didn't tie it on correctly, I don't think. So I got plenty of other dry flies. It was a bummer, but it's alright. So that's why I just put on a new one. It's not as vibrant as the first one, but I think this one will work pretty okay, hopefully. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep casting and I'm not gonna give up, even though things aren't going the way I was expecting or hoping. I'm not getting a whole lot of action, but that's just fishing. Some days are better than others, and the best you can do is just enjoy the time while you're still out here and just try and try. That's the best you can do. You can't really control how these fish behave. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful morning, so that's what makes this better. Yeah, don't let these minor frustrations ruin your day. Oh, I had a bite. I had some bite. It was probably just a bluegill. There we go, fish on, and it's a bluegill. There we go, first fish of the day, and he's not big. There we go. Oh, not bad. There's a good first fish of the day. He's not what I'm hoping for, but hey, we'll take him as a first fish. So they seem to be liking dry flies, so there it goes. Takes off like a champ, and let's see, hopefully we can get us a bass to bite. If we can get a bass to bite, then my mission has been complete. But yeah, let's cast it back out there and try to catch us a bass. There we go. Well, looks like we got another bluegill, another little guy. Okay, he's even smaller than the first one. I guess we're gonna be catching bluegills too. Huh. I'm trying to catch some bass, but the bass are just being too smart for me. You know what? At least I'm catching fish, so I can't complain. I might have to put on like a woolly bugger streamer. I think that's what I might catch these bass with. All right, I'm gonna put on a streamer. Okay guys, looks like they're biting on woolly buggers because there's the first bass of the day, and I wish I would have gotten a video of me when I launched him. That is a perfect largemouth bass right there. And on the woolly bugger too. Oh yeah, that's a good start. That's what I was after. That's what I was after. All right. I'm gonna get some photos of this guy, and I think we're gonna turn him loose. Okay, there we go, guys. Largemouth bass. First one of the day. I've gotten 2 tiny bluegills and a largemouth bass. I think the woolly bugger is what I needed. So there we go. I'm gonna keep using the woolly bugger. They seem to be biting on those pretty good. All right, let's watch this guy take off like a champ. Woo! Takes off like a champ. There we go. Let's see if we can catch a few more, and then we'll call it a day. That just made the experience 10 times better. Well, let's see if we can catch one with me actually reeling them in. I know there's plenty of bass out there. I think that's what they needed. This is a poor example of a woolly bugger because it's wet, but if you're a fly fisherman like me, you know what a woolly bugger is. I think that's what they're biting on today. So I'm gonna keep using this fly, this streamer, and I think we're gonna do pretty good. No more foam bugs, no more dry flies today, just woolly buggers. Let's keep casting, let's keep catching fish. Man, I'm really firing up a lot of these smaller bluegills. Oh, fish on. Oh, it's another bass. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got him all fired up. Oh, that's great. Yes. He's a nice little largemouth bass. And he might be the last one of the day. All right, that's a good way to end it right there. That's a good way to end it right there. I wish I would have more time to fish. Maybe we'll try to see if we can catch us one more. You know what? Maybe we'll end it on this guy. I'm not so sure. But yeah, there's a nice tiny little largemouth bass right there. All right, let's see him take off. Takes off like a champ. All right, guys, we are gonna call it a day. I haven't caught any more bass since that last little one, so we just caught 2 small bluegills and 2 largemouth bass. So this actually went pretty good than I was expecting, even though a very limited time. But I seriously gotta get going now, and I'm gonna probably be running like 5 minutes late. So I got a little carried away with trying to catch one last bass. But I hope this video is a good reminder that you can have a wonderful time even with the shortest amount of time. And we were able to catch a couple of good fish within that time frame. So yeah, this just went pretty good, and I'm really happy with it. Finally, we got to see some bass on the channel. I know bass is a preferred targeted species for a lot of anglers. And we're going to try to catch some more bass and other cool species of fish this summer. And also, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will see ya on the next one. See ya!